Your Mazda's engine is dying right now as you're watching this video, and you have no idea it's happening. No warning lights, no strange sounds, no obvious symptoms. Just silent, invisible damage that's building up inside your engine every single day you drive. By the time you finally notice something's wrong, it'll be too late. We're talking bent valves, scored cylinder walls, seized pistons, and a repair bill that could hit $6,000 or more. I've been working on Mazdas for years, and I've seen this mistake destroy perfectly good engines over and over again. Engines that should have lasted 300,000 miles, dead at 80,000. And here's the worst part. The owners had no clue they were doing anything wrong. They thought they were taking care of their car. They thought they were doing everything right. But this one mistake, this one thing that seems so innocent, was slowly killing their engine from the inside out. Today, I'm exposing the #1 mistake Mazda owners make that silently destroys their engines. And I'm showing you exactly how to stop it before it's too late. If you own a Mazda, especially a modern Skyactiv model, you need to watch this entire video, because what I'm about to reveal could save your engine and save you thousands of dollars. Let's get into it. The mistake: short trip driving without proper warm-up. Here it is, the silent engine killer that almost nobody talks about. Short trips without letting your engine reach full operating temperature. Sounds harmless, right? Wrong. This is the #1 thing that's destroying Mazda engines, especially modern Skyactiv engines. And most owners have no idea it's even a problem. Let me explain exactly what's happening inside your engine. When you start your Mazda cold, the engine runs rich. That means it's injecting extra fuel to help it start and run smoothly until it warms up. That's normal. That's how all engines work. But here's the problem. When the engine is cold, that extra fuel doesn't burn completely. Some of it gets past the piston rings and contaminates your engine oil. Still normal, as long as the engine has time to warm up properly. When your engine reaches full operating temperature, around 190 to 210 degrees Fahrenheit, the heat burns off those fuel contaminants from the oil. Everything stays clean and balanced. But if you're only driving 5 or 10 minutes at a time, your engine never gets hot enough to burn off those contaminants. Trip after trip, day after day, the fuel contamination builds up in your oil. And this is where the silent destruction begins. What happens when fuel contaminates your oil? Fuel-contaminated oil is a disaster for your engine. Here's what it does. It dilutes the oil's viscosity. Your 0W20 oil that's supposed to protect your engine, it's now acting like 0W10 or even thinner. That means the oil film between metal parts breaks down. Metal starts rubbing on metal. Your bearings, cylinder walls, and piston rings wear out way faster than they should. It destroys the oil's additives. Modern synthetic oils have detergents, anti-wear agents, and friction modifiers. Fuel contamination breaks down these additives, making your fresh oil perform like old, degraded oil. It creates sludge and deposits. The unburned fuel and oil mixture creates a nasty sludge that coats the inside of your engine. This sludge clogs oil passages, starves critical components of lubrication, and slowly chokes your engine to death. It causes carbon buildup. In Skyactiv engines, which are direct injection, this is especially bad. The fuel contamination leads to carbon deposits on intake valves in the combustion chamber and on piston tops. These deposits cause pre-ignition, knocking, and loss of power. And here's the really scary part. All of this happens completely invisibly. Your oil still looks relatively clean on the dipstick. Your engine still starts fine. Everything seems normal. Until one day, it's not. How this destroys modern Skyactiv engines faster. If you've got a Mazda with a Skyactiv engine, this problem is even worse for you. Here's why. Skyactiv engines run a higher compression ratio than most engines. That's what makes them so efficient. But higher compression means tighter tolerances and more stress on the oil film. Fuel-contaminated oil can't maintain the necessary film strength under that high compression. Result? Accelerated wear. Skyactiv engines also use direct injection. That means fuel is sprayed directly into the combustion chamber, not into the intake port. Without fuel washing over the intake valves like in older engines, carbon buildup happens faster. And when your oil is contaminated with fuel, that carbon buildup accelerates even more. I've seen Skyactiv engines with only 60,000 miles that had intake valves so caked with carbon they could barely open, all because of short trip driving and fuel-contaminated oil. The warning signs: you're already doing damage. Most people don't realize they have a problem until it's too late, but there are warning signs if you know what to look for. Here's how to tell if your engine is already suffering from fuel-contaminated oil. Your oil level keeps rising between changes. Check your dipstick. If the oil level is higher than when you last changed it, that's fuel dilution. The fuel mixing with your oil is literally increasing the volume. Your oil smells like gasoline. Pull the dipstick and smell it. Does it have a strong gas smell? That's fuel contamination. Fresh oil should smell like oil, not fuel. You're getting worse fuel economy. Fuel contamination throws off your engine's air-fuel ratio, causing it to run rich and burn more gas. Your engine idles rough when cold. Carbon buildup and oil contamination cause rough, uneven idling until the engine warms up. You see white or blue smoke from the exhaust on startup. That's oil burning off due to contamination or getting past worn piston rings. Your oil looks darker than usual even after a recent change. Fuel contamination accelerates oil degradation, making it look old much faster. If you're seeing any of these symptoms, your engine is already being damaged by fuel-contaminated oil. But don't panic, there's still time to fix it. If you're enjoying this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. This helps me bring you more honest car advice for my Mazda guys. How to fix this problem starting today. The good news: this problem is completely preventable, and even if you've been doing damage, you can stop it right now and save your engine. Here's exactly what you need to do. Solution 1. Extend your drives to reach full operating temperature. Your engine needs at least 15 to 20 minutes of continuous driving to reach full operating temperature and burn off fuel contamination, not 15 minutes of idling in your driveway. That doesn't count. 15 to 20 minutes of actual driving with the engine under load. If your daily commute is only 5 or 10 minutes, you need to add a longer drive at least once or twice a week. Take the long way home. Drive to a store 15 minutes away. Just get that engine hot. Highway driving is best because it puts the engine under consistent load, which generates more heat. Solution 2. Change your oil more frequently. Mazda says you can go 7,500 miles between oil changes, but that's under normal driving conditions. Short trips are considered severe service, and severe service requires more frequent oil changes. If you're doing mostly short trips, change your oil every 3,000 to 5,000 miles instead of 7,500. Yes, it costs more, but it's way cheaper than a new engine. This flushes out the fuel contamination before it can build up and cause damage. Solution 3. Use high-quality synthetic oil. Don't cheap out on oil. Use a full synthetic that meets Mazda specifications. Synthetic oil handles fuel contamination better than conventional oil. It maintains its viscosity longer and resists breakdown. Stick with 0W20 or whatever your owner's manual specifies. Don't go thicker thinking it'll help. It won't. Solution 4. Monitor your oil level between changes. Check your oil every month. If you notice the level rising, you have fuel contamination and need to change the oil immediately. Don't wait for the maintenance reminder. Get fresh oil in there. Solution 5. Add an occasional Italian tune-up. Once a month, take your Mazda on a spirited drive. Find an empty highway or back road and get on it. Run through the gears. Get the engine to 4,000 or 5,000 RPM. This burns out carbon deposits and clears fuel contamination. I'm not saying drive recklessly. Just give your engine a chance to work hard and get hot. Modern engines are built for this. They actually need it occasionally. The oil analysis test that tells you everything. Want to know for sure if your oil is contaminated with fuel? Get an oil analysis done. Here's how it works. Next time you change your oil, save a sample in a clean container. Send it to a lab like Blackstone Labs. It costs about $30. They'll analyze the oil and tell you exactly what's in it, including fuel dilution percentage, metal wear particles, and contamination levels. If your fuel dilution is above 2%, you have a problem. If it's above 5%, you have a serious problem and need to change your driving habits immediately. Oil analysis gives you concrete data instead of guessing. Why this mistake is more common than ever? You might be wondering, if this is such a big problem, why isn't everyone talking about it? Here's why. Modern life creates the perfect conditions for this mistake. Short commutes. Everyone lives close to work now. Most people drive less than 10 minutes to get there. Quick errands. Drive to the grocery store 5 minutes away. Drive to pick up the kids 8 minutes away. Urban driving. Stop-and-go traffic means the engine never gets a chance to run at consistent RPM and heat up properly. Remote work. People aren't driving daily anymore. The car sits for days, then gets driven for 5 minutes to the store. All of these driving patterns are terrible for your engine, and Mazda's efficient Skyactiv engines make it worse because they warm up slower than older, less efficient engines. So you're driving in a way that's bad for the engine, in a car that's designed to be so efficient that it doesn't warm up quickly. Perfect storm for fuel-contaminated oil. The real cost of ignoring this problem. Let's talk about what happens if you ignore this warning. At 60,000 to 80,000 miles, you start getting symptoms. Rough idle, poor fuel economy, sluggish acceleration. At 80,000 to 100,000 miles, you've got serious carbon buildup. Your intake valves need cleaning. That's $400 to $800 at a shop. At 100,000 to 120,000 miles, you've got worn piston rings and cylinder wall scoring. Your engine burns oil constantly. At 120,000 to 150,000 miles, your engine fails. Complete rebuild or replacement needed. Cost of a rebuild, $4,000 to $6,000. Cost of a replacement engine, $5,000 to $8,000. And here's the kicker. Mazda won't cover it under warranty because this is wear caused by driving conditions, not a defect. You're paying out of pocket, all because of short trips and fuel-contaminated oil. The prevention plan that saves your engine. Here's your complete action plan to prevent this silent engine killer. Week 1. Start monitoring. Check your oil level and smell. Note the level on the dipstick and take a photo. Week 2. Extend one drive per week. Pick one day where you extend your drive by 15 minutes. Highway driving if possible. Week 3. Check oil again. See if the level has risen. If it has, you've got fuel contamination. Week 4. Change oil if needed. If you detected fuel contamination, change the oil immediately. Use high-quality synthetic. Going forward, change oil every 5,000 miles instead of 7,500 if you drive mostly short trips. Add one 20-minute highway drive per week minimum. Do an Italian tune-up once a month to burn off carbon. Check your oil monthly for level and smell. Consider an oil analysis once a year to monitor contamination. Follow this plan, and your Mazda's engine will easily hit 200,000, 300,000 miles or more. Ignore it, and you're gambling with a $6,000 repair bill when it's already too late. If you've been driving short trips for years and you're already seeing symptoms, you might be past the prevention stage. Here's what to do. Get a compression test. This tells you if your piston rings and cylinder walls are damaged. Get a leak down test. This shows if your valves are sealing properly. Have a mechanic inspect for carbon buildup on the intake valves. If the compression and leak down tests are still good, you caught it in time. Follow the prevention plan and you'll be okay. If the tests show problems, you need to decide, repair now or keep driving until it fails. My advice, If compression is above 150 psi on all cylinders and leak down is under 10%, you can probably squeeze another 50,000 miles out of it with aggressive maintenance. If compression is below 130 psi or leak down is above 15%, start shopping for a replacement engine or a new car. Don't throw money at a dying engine. The bottom line: this one mistake, short trip driving without proper engine warm-up, is silently destroying Mazda engines across the country. It's not your fault. Nobody told you this was a problem, but now you know. And now you can fix it. Extend your drives, change your oil more often, get your engine hot at least once a week. These simple changes will add years and hundreds of thousands of miles to your engine's life. Ignore this warning, and you'll be one of the people I see in the shop with a destroyed engine, wondering what went wrong. Your Mazda's engine is designed to last 300,000 miles, but only if you stop making this mistake. Starting today, if you found these tips helpful, be sure to watch this next video as we're sharing insider tips to help you cut repair costs and keep your car running like new.